Greetings fellow chasers, Daikokuten is here. Teaser dropped, and it looks hella interesting. We will discuss it today as well as other speculations for the future releases of Grand Chase Dimensional Chaser. So, World 10 is around, and it is called Dread Forest of the Devils. Therefore, it obviously takes place in Elios. We see in Act 32 the return of the Guilty 7, as well as Dio, Zero and Lei, who were absent in the last 3 wards after Duel finally decided to take a rest. Act 33 reveals an answer to a question I had a long time. Who's the 4th Demon King? This guy is called Mist. Not much is known about him yet, but he surely is not a pleasant figure that might team up with the Grand Chase, although Vegas is not one as well. And finally, Act 34 will be taking place at the Terra Fortress, which originally belonged to Vegas. The Demon King here is going to take back what's his. And with that confirmed, I can certainly sign to y'all chasers that the next likability story will be Vegas. Why? Since that's how it always worked with the likability. Think about it, we didn't get Ronan's and Ryan's likability before Ward 7 came out and featured Canavan and the Elven Forest, the places where both grew. It will be the same with Vegas. We will now meet his home, and the likability will come together with it. With that in mind, KOG could give other characters a likability as well a long time ago, such as Grand Yell from Ward 1 and 3 and Halloween from Ward 6. I guess they want to finish with the first 19 Grand Chasers and then. Alright, let's talk Soul Imprint. So far, and in order, the characters that got Soul Imprint released are Elasis, Mari, Lapis, Ronan, Serdin, Lear, Lass and Harp. In terms of classes, it is Assault, Mage, Ranger, Tank, Healer, Ranger, Assault, Mage. There is a clear pattern here that already did one cycle. It makes sense that the next Soul Imprint character will be either a tank or a healer, but most likely a tank. Our tank options are Ryan, Jin, Asin and Zero, and the healer options are Amy, Rin and Lime. I don't think they'll release Lime, Asin or Zero soon anyway, since they are one of the last characters who got a limit break and a chaser skill. My guess is that the next Soul Imprint character will be Jin and after him Amy. Since their chaser skill is connected, it makes sense to release them one after the other. Okay, now I want to discuss the possible next SR. So, in the Ward 10 teaser, in Act 34 we see a holy being wielding an axe. Fans have been suggesting that this being is one of the Jupiters that are next to come and to be SR. Now let's take a look at the SR release order. Mage, Ranger, Healer, Assault, Tank, Ranger, Mage. Just like the Soul Imprint, we are starting a new cycle of SR releases, with a Ranger this time and then a Mage. The next SR class will probably be either a Healer or an Assault. I was trying to determine which class Ganymede or Callisto might be. After a bit of research about the moons, I came to the conclusion that the people of KOG didn't really refer to the actual planet's characteristics, but just used the names. Like, Io was a mortal woman who turned into a cow by Jupiter. Yeah, nothing to do with Grand Chase. Anyway, the next SR might be this axe-wielding angel who can be either a healer or an assault, or a different option that is always an option, but now stuff are different. KOG decided to give us a great teaser about Ward 10 that really hyped some fans, including me. So, in the teaser we see the Grand Chase going through the Dread Forest and Sighart is being super shocked about something, but we don't know what. Gladly, I'm a Sighart simp, so I can make a fair guess. So what could possibly bring a 100 years old Highlander to such a great shock? I mean, he's seen it all, didn't he? What could possibly trigger him like that? It doesn't seem like Sighart is looking at whatever is shocking him, but rather feeling it. We know from past events that Sighart gets angry when feeling Ashtaroth's energy, just like happened when he felt it on Kyle. But this is not anger, this is a phase of complete shock. In the bottom panel, we see Sigurd wrapped in blue highlight that even affects the color of the end of his hair. It turns blue. And in the shock panel, we see the highlight turns red, and there is something white on his hair, slightly glowing as well. What is that white thing? A blade? A hairpiece? And that combination of blue and red. Is Sigurd actually feeling the nostalgic presence of a Highlander? I bet you already know where I'm going with this, fellow chasers. Is this going to be Uno's great appearance in the story? Now let's take into account the possibility of it actually being Uno. Based on the background, it seems that this event takes place at the Torvine Forest, Act 42, the first act of War 10. We already have deducted that War 10 takes place somewhere in Elias, the demon world. So is it possible for Runo to get there? Well, yes, in fact. The last place Uno was seen is the episode end, the short text that connects between the plot of original Grand Chase to mobile Grand Chase. He was only mentioned being nearby. In that same place, the Grand Chase entered a dimensional gap that ultimately separated them, and the story of Grand Chase Dimensional Chaser began. We know in fact from Sigurd's likability that from that event he ended up being in the demon world, specifically in the area of the Burning Canyon territory. Over there he met Dio and went together with him to the Purgatory, which is in the Crimson River area, to save Vegas, who was held captive, and he also met Lime in there. My point is that Uno could have went into that dimensional gap as well, and he ended up being in the Dread Forest area. So there you have it. Uno is more likely to come than ever now. Although I imagine KOG will release the Jupiter sibling first before him, I still think that Uno may come soon. Consider giving a sub for more GC lore and speculation videos like this, and long live the chase!